Moving on from there, I'd like to just talk about some content issues. This is about what is actually on your site. But please, please, please take the point and don't write for the search engines. Write for the user. So the content is good for the user experience, but bear in mind the principles of how the search engines understand your page, and you can't go too far wrong. So a basic principle of the content on your page is that text has a hierarchical rank. These are usually considered, these are usually contained within H1 tags. The H1 tag should, in theory, be the uppermost text on your site, which should be a description of what people can find on that page, and is usually the largest text on that page. And then you've got depreciating factor from H1 to H6, and the search engines consider content within these tags to be relevant to how important they are on that page. So you would typically start with a page title in a H1 tag, maybe have a subtitle in a H2 or a shout out box, and then further on to that you would finish off with the general paragraph text. So please bear in mind this kind of structure when you're constructing your pages, and think about how you're actually presenting the text, and where possible and where it's right to do so, get the keywords about what that page is about within these different hierarchical text elements. So your content should start with a clear article title that is representative of the content on the page. The first paragraph should be, if you can consider it something like teaser text, the first paragraph should be quite descriptive about what is going to be found within the rest of the article, and it should be very keyword rich. And also try and understand that your page structure does have a fold, not too dissimilar to the broadsheets, i.e. the top half of a newspaper gets read more than the bottom half. If you can make sure that you understand that there is a fold in a website page, and make sure you get all your information above that fold that encourages people to scroll down the page. Anchor text, very, very important. The actual words that you click that deliver you somewhere is called anchor text, or a hyperlink. The important factor here is if I want to write an article about search engine optimization, if I am going to refer to search engine optimization within that article, I'm going to hyperlink that, the actual word search engine optimization, and when you click on it, it's going to deliver to my site's page all about search engine optimization. So think about that in terms of what words that you're using. Click here, for example, is a very overused term. And in fact, I think if you search on Google, you will find that there's 970 million results for the search click here. And the number one result is Adobe. The reason for that is because everyone goes, if you want to download PDF Acrobat Reader, click here, and they hyperlink the word click here. So from a Google perspective, what it says is that all these sites are pointing to Adobe for the word click here. It must be about click here. So you can give your pages weight by giving the right text to describe them when you're hyperlinking to them by using the right anchor text. The alt attribute is a way of describing pictures on your site, and again, often never used really. That will tell Google and the like what the actual image is for, because they can't understand what the image is. It could be a picture on your website of a horse or a car or a book, and from Google perspective, they won't know what that is unless you can describe it to them by using the alt attribute, or alternative attribute as it's also known. And it's all about making sure you have clear calls to action, as I've said before. Now, a call to action could be something like writing, filling in a form, subscribing to a newsletter, going to another page on your site, picking up the phone and calling you, sending you an email. But you want to make sure that there's a specific purpose for somebody reading your page, and give them clear calls to action. And then, of course, you can use Google Analytics as one example where you can present different pages to different users in order to test their effectiveness. So if you want to try out different layouts, different techniques, you can present 2 different versions of the same page and then analyze the results of what people did when they looked at the respective versions. So that's a little bit about content.